Hey friends, how are you? Welcome to Saral Japani YouTube channel. This is a place where we talk about Japan, the Japanese language, and the Japanese culture. Today is lesson 76 of this series, Japanese for Beginners. And the topic for today is taking leave, host guest expressions. Before we move ahead with today's lesson, friends, if you have been watching videos of this channel but yet to subscribe, please do so. That is, please subscribe this channel Saral Japani and learn about Japan and Japanese at this URL youtube.com/at Saral Japani. That is SARALJAPANI. For the videos of all the previous 75 lessons and today's lesson number 76, do visit the playlists section of this YouTube channel and click on this playlist, Japanese Lessons for Beginners. And under this playlist, you will find all these 76 lessons all together at one place, and you will be easily able to navigate through the lessons if you have not yet watched them and if you are a new subscriber of this channel. So having said that, let's now move ahead with today's lesson, Japanese lesson 76, taking leave, host guest expressions. So friends, in the previous lesson, we discussed about some Japanese expressions which are used in welcoming, in welcoming someone to your house or to your office, and how the expressions are used, different kinds of expressions are used by both the host as well as how the guest responds to those welcome expressions. So in previous lessons, we discussed about expressions upon arriving at someone's door. That is, when you knock at someone's door, what expressions you use. Sumimasen, darekai imasu ka? Gomen kudasai. These are the two expressions. So this is a recap kind of thing of the previous lesson. So I will not go into the meaning. If you haven't watched the previous lesson, please do so. The link of that lesson has also been put in the description section of this video. Then the host opens the door and welcomes the guest. And what he says, irashaimase, irashai, yoko irashaimashita. So any of these may be used depending on the situation, again, which we discussed in the last lesson. Then we have 遠いところまでいらしていただいてありがとうございます。わざわざいらしていただいてありがとうございます。And ようこそ. So all these expressions are used in different situations by the host to welcome his guest at the door. The host then requests the guest to come inside. And these are the different kinds of expressions that may be used. An informal dozo. Then we have dozo ohairi kudasai, dozo agatte kudasai, dozo o agari kudasai, dozo kochirae. So these are the expressions again having different, slightly different meanings from one another, and all these have been discussed in the previous lesson. So after welcoming, now the host requests the guest to come inside his house. So these are the expressions to request the guest to come inside. Then the guest comes in. He takes off his shoes in the Japanese traditional style, which we saw in a picture in the last lesson. And then after doing his shoes thing, he says, shitsure shimasu and ojamashimashita. So either of these two he may say. Again, the meaning you can find in the previous lesson. So that was the recap of the previous lesson. Now the guest has entered the host's house. He has taken off his shoes. He has gone inside. And now the conversation begins between them. Then the host treats him with the Japanese tea, which is a very, very special occasion in Japan. The tea session in Japan is a very, very traditional custom, and which we will be discussing in a detailed way in one of the future lessons. So we will not go into that today because it needs a totally a detailed and a different approach. So we will now focus on what happens when the guest tries to take leave from the host. That is, he is now ready to return home. He is ready to leave the host's house. So in this lesson, we will see how the guest takes leave of the host. Here we have how he creates the background of his taking leave. That is, when when the time is, when he has been there for a long time and now he thinks that he should return back, how he creates that background and how he uh, requests his leave to the host, and then how he finally goes out. So this we will see in today's lesson. Apart from that, how the host then responds to the guest for his above actions. Then that was expressions used at a home, at a house. Now, there are certain expressions which are more formal, that is, which are said at the end of a meeting or a class or a conference or any function or program. So those expressions we will see in today's lesson. So let's begin today's lesson, taking someone's leave, expressions. So it has been long that the guest has been at the host's place, chatting, having tea, and so on. In other words, he now thinks it to be the right time to take his leave. So what will he say? Soro soro kaerimashou. Soro soro kaerimashou. It means as it has been long. So this is so we should take leave now. So soro soro kaerimashou means we should take leave now. Then we have soro soro kaerimas. This is a similar expression. Soro soro kaerimas. Kaerimas, you already know the kaeru verb, which means to return back to one's own home. So that's why here kaerimas, kaerimashou, kaerimas are used, because now the guest will be returning back to his own home. That's why it's kaerimas, not modorimas. So soro soro kaerimasu means I will take your leave now. I am going to leave now. I am going to leave this place now. And soro soro basically it's an it's a phrase you can say which means it's about time. It's like it has been long. So this, as it has been long, so it's now time. It's about time that I leave. So that meaning is conveyed by the phrase soro soro. So it's generally not that the guest will immediately depart after saying this expression or saying this sentence. This sentence is used to create the background for his leaving, for his departure from the host's house. So in Japanese culture, it is rude that if the guest suddenly stands up and says that, okay, I am now leaving. So that is not considered as a polite gesture. That is a rude gesture, and that would mean an insult to the host. That you suddenly say that, okay, I am now leaving, and you leave from that place. So the guest has to create some kind of background or foundation for his leaving. So that's why maybe before 5 to 10 minutes before he is leaving, he will say that I will be taking your leave now. So please allow me to go. So this is a very humble gesture, because Japanese culture is a very, very polite and humble culture. So people are always apologetic, they are always very humble, they are always very grateful and thankful to everyone. So that's why soro soro kaerimasho and soro soro kaerimas, these expressions are used at least 5 to 10 minutes before the guest wants to leave the host's house. That is, he is building the background of his departure. One more expression is soro soro kaeritai to omoimasu. Soro soro kaeritai to omoimasu. So let's see what it means. Soro soro kaeritai to omoimasu means I think I should take your leave now. That is, I think it's about time to go home. So soro soro means it's about time. Kaeritai means again it's related to kairu verb, which means to return to one's own home. And omoimasu, this is again a verb. Omoimasu means I think. So omoi means thought. So soro soro indicates it's almost time, it's about time, or it has been long that I have been here. So as I said earlier, omoimasu is a verb that means to think, and omoi means thought. So omoi is a thought, which is the noun. And if we say omoimasu, it's that I think, and omoimashita will be I thought in the past tense. So this is the verb. So the meaning of this sentence, soro kaeritai to omoimasu, means I think it's about time to go home. I think I should take your leave now. So this meaning is conveyed by this expression. So all these expressions that we have been discussing are used by the guest to create a background of his leaving from the host's house. Now the guest, after saying the previous expressions, after now time has passed at least 5 to 10 minutes, and now the guest is ready to leave. So he has stood up and he is ready to take the leave of the host. So he will thank arigatougozaimashita. So now both host and guest, they will slightly bend forward. This you can visualize. There is a mild bow. They will bend little forward, both of them, and they will thank each other. Arigatougozaimashita. This is the probably the most popular and the first expression that a learner learns about Japanese. Arigatougozaimasu, arigatougozaimashita. So here the past tense will be used because now their meeting is over and everything is going towards the past tense. So the guest is thanking the host for all his hospitality. So the hospitality has been provided. That's why this has become a past tense word. So he is thanking him in the past tense. Arigato gozaimashita. Both of them. And the host is thanking him because he took time to visit him. Then ojamashimashita. So earlier we saw ojamashimasu. That means the guest is invading the privacy of the host. So that's why he is sorry about that, and or he is accepting that. So in the last lesson we had seen ojamashimasu, which means the guest says ojamashimasu. That means I am disturbing you. I am invading your privacy. I have come to your house and I have invaded your privacy. So I am apologetic for that, or I thank you for that. I thank you for letting me in. So that is ojamashimasu. Now, while leaving, he will say ojamashimashita because this is now the past tense. So I have disturbed your privacy. I took your precious time. So thank you very much for your time. So this is not a sorry gesture, but it is in fact a thanking gesture for providing his time, for giving his time. Thank you for your time. So these were the expressions that were given by the guest. Now, how the host will respond back to the guest, because he has to acknowledge. Otherwise, again, that will be a rude gesture if he doesn't say anything. If he doesn't speak anything. So now the host responds back to the guest by saying, "Mata irashite kudasai." Mata, you mean, you know that it means again, because in our lessons, I always end the lesson with Mata imasho. Mata imasho means see you again. Aimasho is see you, and mata means again. See you again. So here mata irashite kudasai means please come again. Similarly, there is another expression, mata asobi ni kite kudasai. So mata irashite kudasai is more formal than mata asobi ni kite kudasai, which means please come and visit us again. So both of them gives more or less the same meaning, but there is a slight difference in the formality, in the politeness of these. So asobi means to play. So you might remember that during our lesson on verb, the first lesson on verb, we had included this verb asobimas. Asobimas means to play. So asobi means to play, and kite means come. So here the meaning is not that please come to play with us again, but here asobi means to visit us again. So the meaning changes here, although the same verb is used, which is used for playing. So here asobi indicates to visit us again. Please come and visit us again. Mata asobi ni kite kudasai. So always you cannot go with the literal meaning of these words, right? So in every language, if you think of your own native language, you will find that there are certain things which do not give their literal meaning. The theme is something else, but the literal meaning is something else. So same in this case, Mata asobi ni kite kudasai doesn't mean that please come and play with us again, but please come and visit us again. Mata asobi ni kite kudasai. But this is more common, Mata irashite kudasai. So that was how the host guest welcome and taking leave expressions are generally handled. So friends, there could be many different expressions, because again, if you think of your own native language, there may be different ways. It's not hard coded that only these expressions may be used. There can be anything. There may be multiple tens of twenties of expressions, but these are the very basic ones which we have discussed in the previous lesson and in today's lesson so far. So now let's see expressions for saying sorry when you hurt someone suddenly. So suppose you step on someone's feet in a crowded bus or in a crowded local train, then the person whom you have stepped on, he feels a sudden pain. So the expression of his sudden pain or discomfort is itai. Itai. It means ouch. It gives the same meaning as ouch in English. Itai. So as soon as the other person hears his expression, so he realizes that he has stepped on his feet, or otherwise also he will realize definitely, because he will feel that he has stepped on something or someone. So he will say sumimasen. So this is the most common one, which is generally used for excuse me. It can be used to convey sorry as well, but in a very casual and uh, in a very casual or an informal way. So this is used for sorry only when the impact is very minimal. So if he feels that he has done a bigger mistake or a bigger discomfort for someone, then he will not say sumimasen. Sumimasen is generally used for excuse me, to for someone to give way to him, or a very casual sorry. So otherwise, for in this case, if he has stepped upon someone seriously and severely, then he will say gomen nasai. Gomen nasai means sorry, I am sorry. So this is the formal sorry, gomen nasai. So you might remember in the last lesson we had gomen kudasai, which means excuse me, is someone there? So gomen kudasai is used when you knock at someone's door if you are inquiring if someone is inside. So and in that context, gomen will be used as excuse me if somebody is there, gomen kudasai. But in this case, in today's lesson, gomen nasai means sorry. It directly means sorry. So gomen is the common word which generally means sorry. But when you say gomen kudasai, then it means excuse me, please. And gomen nasai means I am sorry. So now let's move on to the last part of today's lesson, which is expressions that are used while ending a class, ending a meeting, ending a session, a function, a conference, a program, etc. So this is more formal. Let's see what kind of expressions may be used for this scenario. Below is generally a classroom expression. So what's that expression? Sore deva minasan, kyou wa kore de owarimasu. Sore deva minasan, kyou wa kore de owarimasu. So you can see here some kanji symbols. Kyo. So this is the symbol for kyo, which means today. So this is the symbol for ima. Ima means now, and this is day. So now plus day means today. Sore deva minasan kyo wa kore de owarimasu. What does that mean? Well, everyone, that's all for today. No, friends, I am not saying this for today's class, but this is an example of an expression which a teacher might say before winding up her or winding up his class. Sore deva means well, minasan is everyone, kyo wa today, kore de owarimasu, that's all. That means let's wrap up for today. That let's I am going to end the class for today. So this is generally used by a teacher towards his or her students. So here is a difference of like difference in the age. So this is little bit informal because the teacher is at the higher status than the students. So formality level will be less. But in case of meetings, conferences, where both the speaker and the listeners are of the same age group or of the same uh, status in the job, then a more formal approach needs to be undertaken. So in that case, what will be the expression? Let's see. 時間が参りましたので、そろそろ終わりにしたいと思います。So don't panic on seeing such a long expression. So we will look at it part by part. 時間が参りましたので、そろそろ終わりにしたいと思います。So some of the words we have already understood before, which is そろそろ, which means it's about time. 思います, I think. So with these two, you can very well guess the meaning. So it's time now. I think I should end. Time is up. 時間が参りました。時間が参りました means time is up, time is over. 時間 means time. 時間が参りました means time is up, time is about to end. So it's time now. ので means so. That's why, or that's the reason. そろそろ終わりにしたいと思います。I would like to wrap things up soon. Or I think I should wrap up today's class. Or it's almost time. I am going to end soon. So this is the literal meaning. I think I am going to end soon. This is the literal meaning of this phrase. そろそろ終わりにしたいと思います means I think it's now time. Okay, so we can say like this. そろそろ終わりにしたいと思います。The time is, it's almost time. So I think I should end. Shitai means to end. So owari means end, and shitai means want to. And omoimasu means I think. So that means the literal meaning of this phrase will be it's about time. I think I want to end the class. So again, I am repeating. Soro soro means it's about time. The time is almost up. Omoimasu, I think. Shitai, I want to. Owari, end. So, soro soro owari ni shitai to omoimasu means it's about time. So I think I should end the class. Jikan ga mairimashita means again it's time is up. So together it gives the theme, or it gives the meaning that it's almost time, I am going to end soon. So this is generally used by professionals at the end of their meetings and conferences. So the two expressions, sore dewa minasan kyou wa kore de owarimasu and jikan ga mairimashita node soro soro owari ni shitai to omoimasu. So for our YouTube channel as well, we can end the lesson by saying 時間が参りましたので皆さん終わりにしたいと思います。So it's time, everyone. I think I should end now. So I don't usually use this in my videos. I just say mataimasho. So that's a casual expression to say see you again. So friends, that's all for today. We discussed about different kinds of expressions that are used while taking leave from someone, or while ending a class, or ending a session, a meeting, a conference, and so on. So with that, we end chapter or lesson 76 of this series, Japanese for Beginners. Do subscribe to this channel, Saral Japani, youtube.com/@saraljapani, and we shall meet again in the next video soon in any of the playlists of this channel. Till then, goodbye. Arigatougozaimashita. Mataimasho.